Hello, friends. Welcome back to college football weekly picks. This is week 11. Yes, week 11. Very interesting week this week. A lot of playoff implications at stake. Big Ten. A lot of Big Ten implications at stake this week, and there are quite a few ranked teams in action. How did we do last week? 10-3. Very good week last week for us. A bounce back week after we did not do so well the week prior. We went 7-5. But this week, last week, 10-3. Hoping to improve on that. 122-61 on the year. That's exactly. I have twice as many wins as I do losses, which means I get 2 out of every 3 games right. So let's see if we can continue that success here. Our first game is the Tulane Green Wave traveling to play Tulsa, the Golden Hurricane. They came back from down 21 points to upset SMU. Man, poor SMU. I said they were going to the college football playoff preseason. Not happening anymore. I think they're going to get a win. I think this is a rivalry game. Tulsa fans, let me know. But I'm going to take Tulsa. Oregon and UCLA, I think Oregon should win at home. Had sort of a struggle win against Washington State last week. They were down for portions of that game, but stormed back in the end to take the win. I think they should be able to beat UCLA. UCLA, not very good. Spoiler alert. Florida, I think Kyle Trask is your Heisman leader right now. It's hard to say. Is he the best player in the country? Maybe, but who knows? But, is Justin Fields better than him? Probably, but he's going to be playing 7 games at most. So, I think Oregon, not Oregon. I think Florida should be able to beat Vanderbilt because it's Vanderbilt. Florida State and Clemson, this game could get ugly. Florida State is one of the worst teams in the Power 5, and they have to play Clemson this week. I do not think this game is going to be pretty. It could be Clemson big. App State and Coastal Carolina. I'm going to take a bit of an upset here. I'm taking App State. Coastal Carolina, what are they? 8-0, 9-0 coming into this game. But App State, man, they're still a very good team. People are still sleeping on them. They lost early in the season to Marshall. I don't know if they've lost since said game to Marshall. I don't know. They run the ball. They chew up the clock. They do not let you have the ball. They're great in time possession. And keeping the ball away from Grayson McCall and the Chanticleers will be a very big key to this game. I think App State's going to win. BYU and North Alabama. Who do we think is going to win in this game? How much is BYU favored by? I need to check this out. This will probably be the biggest spread on the day. I need to see how much they're favored by. I did not remember this. Oh boy, I need to find how much they're favored by. If the spread has even come out. Where's BYU and North Alabama? They are 47.5 point favorites. If North Alabama were to win, it'd be the biggest upset in the history of college football happening. Don't see it. BYU can win by as much as they want to. Cincinnati Ucf. This is going to be a good game, I promise you. People think Cincinnati is going to come in and blow UCF out. I don't see it happening. I think UCF will hold this game close. Dylan Gabriel is a very good quarterback in his own right, but Desmond Ridder and the Bearcat defense should be able to get it done late in the game. I have Cincinnati winning a close one. Their playoff hopes, if there's any year for a non-Power 5 team to make the playoff, this is the year. This is the year for a non-Power 5 team to make the playoff, and I think Cincinnati's got to be the team to do it. This will be their last major test before the conference championship. Alabama and Kentucky. Alabama can win by as much as they want. Liberty and NC State. I know everyone loves Liberty. I love Liberty too, but I think NC State's going to come in and beat them. They beat Virginia Tech on the road in Blacksburg. Is NC State better than Virginia Tech? I don't know. Maybe. I have no idea. I just think that the Liberty train is just going to eventually come to a screeching halt. I think it's going to be this week against the Wolfpack. I'm pretty sure they're favored. Tennessee and Auburn. I'm going to take Auburn. Mississippi State, Georgia. I'm going to take Georgia. Utah and USC. I think Utah will win this game. Are they undefeated or did they lose already? I can't remember if they lost or not. Has Utah? Wait, hold on. Utah has had their first 2 games canceled. They have not played a game yet. I did not know that. You know what? I'm changing my pick. I'm changing my pick to USC. I didn't know Utah hadn't played a game yet. I'm going to take USC. The Pac-12's hopes rely on an undefeated USC or whoever playing an undefeated Oregon in the conference championship, which means their conference champion will be undefeated. This will be a tough game for USC. I was going to take Utah because I like their defense, still very good. They had 7 players drafted last year, but they still have some talent on that team. And USC had 2 struggle wins against both the Arizona schools, Arizona and State. But Utah hasn't played a game yet, so I'm going to take USC. Now the featured games, the Bedlam game between Oklahoma State and Oklahoma, the last-ditch effort for the Big 12 to get a team in the playoff is for Oklahoma State to finish with 1 loss, and even at that, it's don't know about that one. Now Oklahoma State obviously has much more to play for in this game, but Oklahoma, I don't know. Oklahoma, they bounced back after their 2 early losses to Kansas State and Iowa State. They're playing a lot better right now. They own Oklahoma State all time. I just think that Big Brother gets this win again. This will be a great game, high scoring. But I don't know, man. I don't trust Oklahoma State. They lost to Texas at home, a game they probably should have won. And Oklahoma beat Texas, so you can say they're a better team in Texas, and they're on the road. I just think it's going to be a tough time for Oklahoma State. I think they get this win. I think Oklahoma gets this win, 48-45. Northwestern and Wisconsin. This game is going to probably decide the Big Ten West. These are, I think, the last 2 undefeated teams in said division because Northwestern beat Purdue. But I'm not quite sure about this one. Everyone's saying Wisconsin, but Northwestern and Pat Fitzgerald have played very well throughout the year. They beat Iowa, they beat Purdue, and they embarrassed Maryland 43-3. They beat Maryland. Maryland, they're 2-1. Maybe not as bad as we originally thought. Tua's little brother has played well in back-to-back games after throwing 4 picks against Northwestern. So their defense is for real. I love Northwestern's defense. They allowed 3 points. It was 3 points and 20 points in back-to-back weeks. Their defense has come to play, whereas Wisconsin, man, they took Michigan's soul. 49-11. They beat Michigan. Now we know Michigan, not any good. They've now lost 3 in a row to Michigan State, Indiana. We'll get to Indiana later, and Wisconsin. Wisconsin's offense is rolling. They scored 40-plus in both games they've played. I just don't see Northwestern's offense being able to keep up. I think their defense will keep them in the game, and they'll score their fair share of points, but I think Wisconsin's offense has just looked too explosive to where I think they can eventually just score enough points to win. Now, Indiana and Ohio State. Now, I'm a Michigan State fan, right? As of right now, the 2 main colleges that I'm thinking of actually going to are Syracuse and Indiana. I'm not an Indiana fan, but I will root for them pretty much every game. And I do always hope to see them well. And I'm from the state of Indiana. Man, the disrespect y'all are giving them. Holy cow. Nobody thinks Indiana can win this game. Nobody thinks they can win this game. They've got a really good quarterback in Michael Penix. They've got a great running back in Stevie Scott. They've got that 2-headed monster offense. Their defense has played well this year. Only gave up like 20-something to Penn State. I'm disregarding overtime because overtime's its own like monster. Shut out Michigan State 24-0. Shut them out. And then against Michigan, only held them to like 20-some points. So their defense is good. And top 10 Indiana, they are making them. This is, I think, the highest they've been ranked since, I think, 1967. So great stuff for Indiana. And their biggest test on the year is against the Ohio State Buckeyes. Very good team in their own right. They have Justin Fields and Garrett Wilson and Master Teague and a great defense, and they're Ohio State. You know all about them. I think this game will be closer than a lot of people are saying. I do think it will be that way. This game decides the Big Ten East because I know Indiana still has a game at Wisconsin later in the year. But they should be, even if they were to lose, if they were to beat Ohio State and lose to Wisconsin, they would hold that tiebreaker. And obviously, either one of these teams, I don't see them losing the rest of the year. Indiana might lose to Wisconsin, but if they win that game, it doesn't matter. They both have 1 loss and they don't have the tiebreaker. So this game decides the division. The Indiana could knock Ohio State out of the playoff right now. I think a one-loss Texas A&M would get Texas A&M's got the one loss to Alabama, but people are saying they could get into the playoff. If Ohio State could be in the same boat if they lose this game, but I think Texas A&M would get that because they lost earlier into a better team. Let's be honest, I think Alabama is better than Indiana. The problem with this game, I think Ohio State will win. Indiana's defense is good. But this Ohio State offense they're just built different. I don't think this Ohio State team is as good as last year's Ohio State team. I said that already, but I just think Indiana's offense is not going to be able to keep up. They will score their fair share of points, but I just think on the road, if this was at Indiana, I would consider picking them. But just on the road, I don't think Indiana's going to be able to keep up late in the game. This will be a good game, though. Anyone who tells you that Ohio State's going to run away with this game does not know what they're talking about. But thank you for watching my college football picks. NFL picks will be out tomorrow, and I will be streaming for the Bears versus Vikings game tonight. Hope to see you there.